challenges to where, that you've had in your life to getting where you are today. How have you overcome them? Well, you've just spent a long time now telling us about that, explaining it to us, which is, it's wonderful. I've taken loads of notes from things that you've said, and,
Thank you.
it's been rewarding. But I just would like to ask if there's anything more significant that's happened in your life, any other challenges that you haven't mentioned, and how, because of all the problems that you've obviously faced and overcome, how have you overcome any other challenges? Has there been anything else of any significance? Although what you've said has been extremely significant.
I think a challenge now is from the time of when I went to university and I was bringing up my kids. That was a challenge, and there are always challenges when, let's say, you split out from a partner and you think you're going to be with for the rest of your life, and all of a sudden it's just whipped away.
Yeah.
The challenges of the perception of challenges now, Carol, if I can explain it, have changed because of a mindset now. Because, okay, when I had mental illness, and there was an intervention before I was looking at committing suicide, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
It wasn't a matter of I was going to commit suicide. It was a matter of how was I going to do it. It got to that point. And, God willing, it happened that there was intervention. But a challenge that at that time was really, at that particular time, was actually, how am I going to get through the next day? I couldn't sleep, the anxiety, depression. And it was trying to survive. And even my best friends, when I put a post out there a couple of years back, I got an article printed. Even my friends at the time didn't know, because you put a front up, and the busyness of the kitchen was like a godsend because it was busy. My mind wasn't. It was those moments of quietness that really used to. The thoughts were coming in, and it was for many, many years. I didn't really realise how bad it was, because you deny yourself. You're in denial, actually, and you think that you don't want to talk about it. It's too embarrassing, and you leave yourself. Oh, you leave yourself in that dark place, but you almost make it your own comfort zone.
Yeah.
So as time went on, the challenge of the children, looking after them, knowing full well I lost the house anyway, which comes down to resignation. And then the challenge mindset game comes in. Actually, do you know what? They're not challenges anymore. They're not challenges. I want to challenge myself to be better than what I was before.
Yeah.
Because
that road. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So the challenge mindset changed. Actually, it's not a challenge anymore. It becomes exciting because you learn not to be scared of an outcome you can't predict.
Yeah.
You put actions in place.
Yeah.
And very much getting rid of the blocks of negativity in your mind. Because once you have negativity in your mind,
yeah.
And I deliberately didn't write in the book about COVID. I thought about it. I think I mentioned it once in the book. And I did not want to mention COVID because it does not deserve any credence in any human being's life at all. Because once you put that negativity thing in there,
Yeah.
I didn't want to feed negativity. And once people have negative thoughts in their mind, could be ever how small, a post on Facebook has got a negative comment. You play that in your mind,
Mm-hmm.
you're giving it credence, you're feeding it,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah, you are.
shoveling it.
Mm. Mm.
The more you shovel it, no matter how big, no small, you're
People just
feeding
go
it.
with it, don't they? Yeah.
They
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
But what they don't see is it blocks, it puts up a wall, and you're almost building a wall actually
Mm.
to what you people tell their own future in their own mind, which is not going to exist 99% of the time.
Mm. Yeah.
There are people in bad places. They've been made redundant. It's a horrible time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there are people with real problems which need resolving, which need starting points. And there's help out there if they know where to find it.
Yeah.
So with the negativity, you're trying to deal with it. And let's say the balance of that, if you like, and I'll put my house as an example. There was a moment in my life I went, resign yourself to the problem, resign yourself to the fact you're going to lose your house. You can't sustain it.
Mm-hmm.
After that resignation comes a peace. After that resignation,
Yeah.
after you resign yourself to the fact, I don't know what the future, comes contentment.
Yeah.
Because then you leave yourself open to positivity.
You do.
Does that make sense to you, Carol?
Makes total sense, because it just lifts that blanket that you're carrying around with you over your head. That
Yeah.
once you resign yourself to acceptance, that's when doors start to open and your mind is open more to things happening.
And it works.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
No, and it works.
And it
works.
works. Which leads me through to the next question, really. You have talked about a lot of achievements, and you've obviously been very successful in turning your life around, which is extremely admirable.
Thank you.
And it needs recognition because it's a hard thing to do. So, any other achievements that you would like to share with us, and something that's actually stood out and been really important to you as an achievement? What would that be?
Right. I'm going to put a cliche on this with my children.
Oh, yeah, it's fab. Yeah.
I have my lad up there, university. I've got my second lad going to university now. And I'll probably split two actually, professional and personal, because they run hand in hand actually. Yes, achievements of, very proud of my two boys and the family I've got now. So I've got two stepchildren. They're brilliant. One's looking at A levels next year. My stepson is a farmer. Finished his days at Derby College as well. He's a farmer. I've got my eldest lad. He's got his university garb on. Got his mortar, and I think, is it a mortar hat? Is it?
Mortar. Yeah.
Mortar, yeah. He passed his degree.
Proud moment. Yeah.
It wasn't academic. He's not the academic of sorts, but he did, and he nailed it. He's now just finished a job in France to work for Ubisoft, one of the top gaming softwares, which it's straight over my head.
Yeah, me too.
and on the 10th, he goes to Germany because he's got another job as well. Independent, happy. My other lad, he's going to Loughborough University doing politics. What he doesn't know about politics would shame the politicians. Anything I need to know about politics to make me look good, to spout it out. Here, Max, how does that work? Yeah, makes me look good. I don't tell him that. He gets it. He gets it. And yes, as achievement-wise, from, let's say, well, the time when he put the blanket over me, and you know what my son said once to me? He was young at primary school. I don't know where it comes from. And he says, you know what, Dad, it's I think I was talking to him because we talk really frankly and honestly now, and he's 22, 25. We're open and honest, and we can talk about anything. In fact, that if anything as a parent, isn't that an achievement in itself that we can talk frankly about the past and about us? He's actually, I'd say he's my best friend. I can tell him anything, both of them. And he says, you know what, Dad? He says, making mistakes. He said, the biggest mistake is not trying again. I'm like, it was only 10. Like, really? And that was verbatim. I'm like, wow.
And, yeah.
And now he's reaching 40 at 10 years old. I was like, really? Where'd you get this stuff from? He's a heavy thinker. He's very much, he wants to help people.
Yeah. Oh, I understand that. That's part of a thinker's way of life, isn't it? Thinking through and trying to support other people.
Oh, yeah. And
yeah, absolutely.
He wants to use the politics. He wants to be a Kofi Annan, like part of the UN, if you like, part of those people to help others. But he wants to learn politics to go down that route to help people on the bigger picture. That's his main aim and outcome. Wow, really? He's 22. What?
Yeah.
And yes, as an achievement, I'm going to take that as their achievements. So
I think they're wonderful achievements, and I think that